padre calvo, potenciado, Damascus. Good night. How you doing? You here?
Hey.
¡Qué grande!
How is everyone? How are you guys doing?
How you doing, Damascus? Hey, first of, I'm so happy to have you here. I think we should have done this a long time ago, but now we started like bringing people from all around, and it's like Damascus needs to be one of the first. So,
Pero no vamos a hacer la entrevista en español.
Ah, sí.
Eso es el padre calvo, ¿sí?
Mi padre.
No, I'm not good enough in Spanish for that yet, but you know.
Hey, you're improving, huh?
Yeah, you are definitely.
I mean, people will probably understand you better than me. So
I was saying last time, I watch that channel a lot, right? And you're hard to understand for someone who doesn't speak Spanish.
Don't worry, if they speak Spanish, it's the same. Damascus, I want to do so. Lots of people that are seeing this are like most of them play Dragon Ball and they will know you. But some of them are like from all the fighting games or are new, just Spanish players who don't follow the international scene. So I want to like introduce yourself. Like, how would you introduce yourself to the people who don't know you? What you have been up for the last years on the FGC? Just feel free to explain who is Damascus.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I'm Damascus. Hello, everyone. All of the Spanish boys in the chat. Always cool to be on Barcelona Fighters. For those of you who don't know me, I am a commentator, bit of tournament organizer on fighting games, mostly Dragon Ball Fighters and Street Fighter V. Soon to be on Strive, and I play pretty much every fighting game around on my channel. I do run events every week, which is Wanted. That's Tuesday on Dragon Ball Fighters. We had Gamba actually yesterday on the event, and Wanted on Street Fighter V on Wednesday. We had Dark Neil, who is a Bison from Spain today as well. So I'm getting quite a lot of Spanish players. So yeah, I stream like 4 to 5 days a week, plenty of tournaments, fighting games and stuff, and always there to talk about or play fighting games. You know, I've been doing commentary for like 5-6 years now, so getting used to it and trying to not be terrible at the games as well.
Nice. Okay, Damascus. I'm gonna ask you like the basic stuff, but also we have lots of questions from Twitter, from the Spanish FGC. Some of them are really interesting, so I'm gonna just shoot some of them. But first off, actually, there are some of the basic questions that I don't even know myself, so I'm really curious. How did you start playing fighting games? Actually, like how did you start playing fighting games and competing?
I always played fighting games. Like I grew up, you know, like any person who has a brother knows about this. You know, I grew up. I have like one older brother, one younger brother. My older brother is 6 years older than me. So when I was a kid, we used to play Street Fighter 2, and he would always beat me. So what happens? I was like, until I beat him, I'm not stopping to play these games. And you know, we grew up together, me and him. My best friend was my cousin as well. Played a lot of fighting games. So we had this small group of maybe like 4 people. That was me, my cousin, my brother, and my uncle. And we used to play Street Fighter 2, the Tekken, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, all of the like fighting games that come out and stuff. But then, like, becoming FGC and community was Street Fighter 4. So when 4 was released, that was the first time I played fighting games online. And I thought I was good because in my family, I would beat them all, you know, like I thought I was strong. Online arrived and like I was like, oh, damn, that's how you play these games? That's pretty good. And I'm a stubborn person. I don't like to lose. So you know, I kept like playing Street Fighter 4. And when I finished my studies, that was in 2011, I moved to Paris and I didn't know anyone in Paris at all. And before leaving to Paris, my uncle, who I play Street Fighter with, he bought a stick for me. He offered me a stick. So I was like, you know what? I have a stick. I have Street Fighter. I looked for Paris where to play. There was this arcade named Arcade Street. And I will always remember the first time I went to Arcade Street in a tournament, my first opponent was Will Tupac, who's like one of the well-known, French players for Street Fighter. And from there on, I used to go like to the arcade every week, tournaments, enter tournaments, and now doing commentary.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. What is your favorite game of all time? Like fighting game and non-fighting game? This is like...
Fighting game, it's very close between Dragon Ball Fighters and Street Fighter 4. Like Street Fighter 4, I mean, a lot of you don't know, but I was actually like pretty not bad at Street Fighter 4. Like I used to do
No,
top
he
8 and
was
stuff.
really good.
I remember.
I think Fasol played against you.
Yeah. I
Used
remember
to play
that
Fasol
Ibuki.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 4 was my game. Like I lived in New York during 4, and I used to go to all the tournaments. I had like top 16 at CEO and stuff. Like I used to like compete a lot. So 4, I love 4. But Dragon Ball is, like when you grow up playing fighting games and watching Dragon Ball, like I grew up waiting for a Dragon Ball fighting game, and it exists now, so it can't be, there. And as for non-fighting game, I think it's a very hard question, right? But I always keep Zelda Ocarina of Time because, like, that's one of my all-time favorite. It's too good.
Nice. Damascus, Dragon Ball Fighters. Let's talk about this. Like this game has changed a lot in Spain. The FGC in Spain, it changed a lot. But what do you think about all that's happened with Dragon Ball? Like all the scene in Europe, like how it changed also for you, like your commentary, and how did you focus more on the game? Like how do you see the evolution of the scene thanks to Dragon Ball, and what do you think about it? Like, because I think the community is pretty special, right? It's something
it's special, and something I love about Dragon Ball. You know as well, this, Sharon, right? Because you've been in fighting games for a while. It's hard in fighting games for Europe to have a place. Like usually for you guys who watch fighting games, it's usually America is the center of events, Japan is the best in the world, and no one cares about anything else, right? It's like people only watch events in America. Like at the beginning of Street Fighter 5, you would watch an American event, it's 30,000 viewers. You would watch a Sonic Boom, the ranking in Spain is 2,000 viewers. And, like people did not really care about Europe. Dragon Ball, for the first time, is a game where, I don't know, Europe is a bit central. I think because of last season, because of, the finals, seeing the events in Spain, seeing the hype and everything, it placed us in a position where we actually are important. People are looking at us, even people from America, from Asia, from Japan. And it's amazing because the community is so passionate, whether it's like in France, UFA was crazy. In Spain, it's always one of the craziest, places to be in for fighting games. So I think Dragon Ball really brought Europe is actually a great place for fighting games kind of idea. And I'm really grateful for that, for the game.
How did it change for you personally? Because you were already doing commentary for Street Fighter 5, but I think in SF5, that's my perception at least. You were known in Europe, but for Dragon Ball, it's like when people think about Dragon Ball, it's like you are like a very big personality. Like people relate the game with you a lot. Like you are the face of Dragon Ball Fighters in Europe. I'll say, like you and Tyrant, obviously. So how did it change for you? Like your we can call it career or like commentary or how did it change for you, like your lifestyle even?
It changed a lot because there is one thing about this, and that's something I've said a lot, which is like I've done Street Fighter commentary since the end of Street Fighter 4 and then all of Street Fighter 5, like as you said, right? All of the events in Europe, it was me, Tarrant, F-Word, Logan, and Jammers. Sometimes Shori Sengan was there as well, but that was like our group. The problem on Street Fighter 5 is that because the main events are in America, when America takes a commentator from Europe, they take 1 or 2. Yeah. And these bots are F-Word and Logan, because F-Word and Logan are the best. Like I love F-Word and Logan. So the problem with this is that for me and Tarrant, we're like, bro, we're doing every event, but we will never have a chance because America doesn't want to consider anyone else than like F-Word and Logan. And for us, we're like, I don't know, like you can see, right? Street Fighter 5 was out in 2016. We're in 2021. Tarrant and I have done every single event in Europe. We have never done an event in America because that's how difficult it is for like Street Fighter. Then Dragon Ball came out, and the luck we had with Dragon Ball, and it's always luck. That's what I tell everyone talking about commentary. Everyone who's on commentary has been lucky at some point. My luck was that last year, the people who started organizing Dragon Ball are the people I know. It's Abu's team in Paris. It's Asenka. It's people I've been working personally for like 5, 6, 7 years together. So when these people do an event, they call me first. And I was like, oh, lucky, let's go. I'm doing big events now. But it's literally due to this that I end up in big events. If that wasn't migrated to Europe, remember season 1, me and Tarrant were not in World Finals for commentary.
I remember because we were watching, and I remember you were there by your own pocket.
I
And
was there
then-
as a player.
Yeah,
I was there
you
to
were-
enter as a player. And the only reason they took me on commentary is because you guys, among many others, were like, how are Damascus and Tarrant not in finals? So they were like, hey, we heard you here. Would you like to do commentary? It's like, okay, cool. But it's hard, man. It's hard.
How is your experience like? Because I feel at the beginning, even like all these big events, and they were still like kind of like not putting too much attention in Europe, and you as a commentator and on Tyrant, and how things have changed to the point that now you are like collaborating with Bandai actively and everything. So how is the evolution? Like, how do you feel about that? Are you like, and how has evolved? Like, obviously your commentary during all these years, like it's very different now.
Yeah, it's different, but it's great because like like me and Tarrant are people that I think there is a difference. There is a big difference between like commentators in Europe and in America, for example, which is in Europe, most of the commentators are also tournament organizers. Logan is one of the main organizers around. I do plenty of tournaments, like Tarrant as well. So when we do commentary, we involve in the tournaments, right? Like in Dragon Ball, I was doing the seeding for the brackets, for example, or I was helping with scheduling and everything. And these are things that when you work and you do this stuff, then what Bandai sees is like, oh, this guy is like, he's good on commentary, but he also helps a lot. So because of this, that's kind of why they took us this year, because they were like, these guys are very involved in the tournaments. They don't just come for commentary because that's how we are. We are very passionate. And today, like, they give us more chance, and it's amazing because like, I'm really happy with what we did this year because, Battle Hour it's amazing for me to have been able to do this, because the biggest thing about Battle Hour is every community was highlighted. For France, we had Reza.
Oh yeah.
For Spain, we had you. For East Coast, we had people from the East. We had Acoustics, Posey, who have done HGC for a while. For West Coast, we had Ringe, Jake Ryan, who have been doing this. And that's what I want. I want, like, as a person who's tried doing Street Fighter for so long, but impossible to go to America, now that I'm in a position where I can help, I want to make sure that the people who are working, can get their chance as well, because so many people are working hard. We just want to have fun in the game.
Yeah, I think definitely from everyone, like our point of view, like everyone from Spain as well. I think everyone perceived a big change when you guys started to get involved, because even that, like, the perception was like no one in the entire world knew what was happening in Spain with the game. Yeah. Right? It was like you knew and a couple of people knew, but it was like we have so many people playing here and no one knows. Like, and on that regard, I want to ask you as well, like, what do you think about the Spanish community and the Spanish FGC, especially obviously with Dragon Ball? But right now, I think every game is stepping up, because you see, like, also Unwanted, like, lots of people, new players are coming, even starting playing Street Fighter 5 now, like, so long in the life of the game. Like, what do you think about Spain and the FGC here?
I think, like, it's something that I say a lot, right? But it's like, back when traveling existed a long time ago, when we could see each other and everything, like, Spain is like a place I love going for tournaments, because it's like, I've been to every country in Europe for tournaments, right? Spain is probably the only place with France where everyone is super passionate into both playing and watching the game. So when you go to a tournament in Spain, like you go to Sonic Boom, obviously there's a great atmosphere, it's fun and stuff. But when the tournament's finished, everyone's staying there, having some fun, eating together, getting some extra games, getting some extra everything. We had these tournaments, like the outside area, the Borracho area in Sonic Boom. A good one. But there is one thing I always say about Spain is, the Barcelona, Red Bull Madrid tournament last year.
Yeah.
It's the only tournament I've been to where during top 32, no one was playing, everyone was watching. If you go to any other country, people are playing casuals and stuff, and then when top 8 starts, they go. When you're in Spain, if there are games, everyone's watching, we'll play later. It's okay, we have all night to play. And that's what I like. Like, people are really, like, hype about the game, really hype about, getting excited for the players and everything. I still remember, Vega Patch against, who was that? Flash Metroids. I was with you. I was with you on commentary, right? And it's like, I love seeing this. I love when the crowd is behind players, and Spain is one of the best at this. Like, the crowd is really hype.
Nice. I need to. Once this is everything is over, we need to bring you here to do some commentary. I think that would be super fun.
Man, I was planning to come, the dojo and everything, but we'll be patient.
Yeah. I hope it can return. Soon, hopefully, please. Please.
Soon, exactly.
And also, for the rest, guys, if you have any questions like Galletas, Fasol, Shanks,
Yes.
just feel free to ask. Damascus, looking forward now. I know there's a lot of talk of Dragon Ball, dead game, blah blah blah. What do you think about all of that? And also on that regard, are you looking forward to Strive, or maybe even the last season of SF5 is something you're looking forward to, or it's your priority is gonna be Dragon Ball, or is it something you think about, or it's just keep going, or what do you think?
For me, it's difficult, right? Because obviously I have a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married as well, I have stuff to do. so my time, on games is limited, right? I need to know how much time I spend on each game, right? At the moment, I'm doing Dragon Ball and Street Fighter because these are my two favorite games, and these are the games I play, I watch, and everything. The first question you said about the whole Dragon Ball and stuff, it's I don't know, man. I was having Wanted yesterday. There was 800 viewers there. That's not what dead is to me, but I've never liked that whole talk about quote unquote dead, because if the game is still on my PC or my PS4, it didn't disappear, right? I used to say that when Street Fighter 5 came out and people say Street Fighter 4 is dead, and I was like, bro, you turn your PS4 on, Street Fighter 4 is still there. The game did not disappear. You can play it if you want. So
ask Musashi.
There's people playing. Yeah,
Musashi's still playing.
there's people playing.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people. Yeah.
There are still people playing, every game, no matter what game you're in, there's always a community. So it's I don't like that talk of dead games, because usually it's usually people who don't play the game who talk about this, whether it's Dragon Ball, Mortal Kombat, any game, people like to say this stuff. But as long as people are there, the game is there and we're playing. And for me, in terms of games, well, Dragon Ball is a given. I freaking love Dragon Ball. There's no way I'm not doing Dragon Ball. Street Fighter as well. Street Fighter is my original game and everything. But Strive, for now, I've never been a Guilty Gear player, right? I've only I have the game. I did the combo trial because I like learning about the games. I watch a bit, but I've never really played the game. But playing the beta, the game was fun. The netcode is amazing, of course, and in these times, having good netcode is too good. So my plan for Strive is I'm gonna get involved in the game for sure, but I don't know to what extent, right? I don't know if I'm going to do commentary or anything. So my plan for Strive is to run tournaments like Wanted, but instead of running it just myself and being just me, I'll have people from the Guilty Gear community helping me with this. And what I want to do is to use my platform to give these guys views and everything, right? So I take the example of C4. C4 does a lot of things for Wanted for me. He does the qualifier on Monday. He's on commentary with me on Wanted all the time. He streams a lot and everything. And what I want is that now that I have a position where people watch me, I want to get these guys on my channel so people know about them and they click on their channel. And, we grow together, because the best way to grow is to grow together. It's not just one person and everyone else waits. So Strive, I'll play, but for me, it's always the problem of time, right? I said I would play the new season of Street Fighter 5. I don't even have time to be good at Dragon Ball, man. I need to choose.
Yeah. Priorities are important. Family, Correa, as we say in Spain. In Spain, we say you have to farm family points, and then you have to expend them on you farm some family points, and then once you have some, you have to expend them on playing a bit, traveling. But you need to spend them wisely. Alastor is saying, "Tell me about it." He just had a son, so yeah.
Congratulations! But yeah, that's more.
I need to ask you, because everyone wants me to ask you, Damascus, the Riot fighting game in the future. Do you have any hopes? Anything? Do you care about it? Have any interest on it? What do you think about that? I don't know what people want me to ask you, but
what do you expect
every
about
time I ring, ask him about Project L. Yeah, I guess.
I think it's a big question mark, because we don't know anything about Project L, right? What we know is the game is going to be handled by the biggest esports company on earth. So the game is going to be like, the game is going to be created for competition, for like online and offline competition. The company that works on it, they know how to do esports and everything, and that's like the thing. And it's a fighting game with people who are into fighting game develop. So for me, I'm really looking forward to this game, but I don't really expect this game to be a game that us, like as fighting game fans, will necessarily super enjoy, because I think this game is, it's gonna be aimed at people, at the wider like audience, right? Like at people who haven't necessarily played fighting games. So we have to expect something that could be different and not Street Fighter or Guilty Gear or KOF or like whatever. So I'm kind of expecting something like almost a new like genre of fighting game, with this. But the game is surely gonna be interesting. And for me, the only thing that I want to do when this game comes out, because I don't know if I like the game or not, and for me there is one thing: if I don't like a game, I don't want to do stuff on it, right? Like it's my personal time. I'm not gonna spend time in a game I don't like. But the most important with when this game comes out is that us from fighting games is we immediately are on this game, because you know full well that when esports come out, all of the bigger people in esports, they'll want to be involved. And it's important that the community still exists at this point. So I think it's going to be like our role there, like your role, my role, and everything will be to make sure that like the community still has like the same roots and expand it to like all of the new people joining.
Yeah, I think I always say the same. I think it's like we have our responsibility to keep like the spirit of what the FGC is, even if like it grows and it becomes more like esports or whatever. Like, I think we have a big role on that. Okay, Rock Shooter sent me a question on Twitter for you, and it's Damascus. What do you think of the recent uprising of countries like Spain within the EU? And what tips would you provide to those communities to achieve what others like France and UK had reached in terms of fighting game infrastructure? Grande, mi padre calvo.
Honestly, it's great. I think like Spain is getting there, because at the moment, the thing with Spain at the moment is that Spain is big in Spain, right? Which is a great thing, right? Like you guys have a lot of viewers. You have a channel that's in Spanish, so like it caters a lot to people and stuff. Usually speaking, to get bigger in the world scale, the only like proven way to get bigger on the world scale is that your community goes out of Spain, right? And that's already the case. Shanks, 4th at EVO, World Finals and everything. This is how like it brings the spotlight, because people will watch an event and they will see Shanks in top 8. They're like, oh, there's a Spanish guy in top 8. Spain must be good then. So then there's an event and they're like, oh, I'll pick them. And then they see Shanks destroying everyone. So Shanks, you need to chill. But, but that's how you do. Like every time you go out and you get something, you bring it back home. Like the best example for UK is Problem X. So, Problem X, EVO champ on Street Fighter 5, for those who don't know. Problem X has always been one of the best. In Street Fighter 4, he went to Capcom Cup. On Street Fighter 5, he's attended all of the Capcom Cups and everything. But until Problem X won EVO, he did not have that worldwide respect. He was still a player from Europe.
That's another question I want to ask you, because do you feel like I think some countries like are looked down upon, like I think in Spain it happened a lot before Shank, especially. Like it's like nah, Spain it's not good. Like those players, like no one took them seriously. Like maybe that happened also in UK. Do you think that exists in the FGC? Like some countries or regions look like they say, nah, those guys are not good, and this kind of I don't want to say elitism, like that kind of if you don't beat my guy, you don't exist.
Yeah, I think it's always been the case, right? It's like when you go to a place where you don't know the players, people tend to say, oh, if I don't know anyone from this place, that means they're bad, and we all know what happened with South Korea and KOF 13 a couple of years ago in EVO. is if you guys don't know, at EVO there is a group of like 20 people from South Korea who came to EVO, and top 16 had like 12 people from South Korea. So that's how it works, right? It's like communities are not known until they make waves outside, and that's pretty much how it is. When you make waves, it is like now everyone who plays Dragon Ball, they know who Shanks is, but that's because Shanks went to America, did top 8 at like Combo Breaker, did top 8 at EVO and everything, and it's just that's how it's built. Because
Shanks,
until then,
the best Shanks, of course, but also the best Spanish player he's got. The true Spanish player.
He's Dios.
He's Dios. He's Dios. I think that's true. Even Problem X, like I already knew him in Street Fighter 4, and it's like, but until he didn't won Evo and stuff like that, like no one talked about him, and it was like, this guy, it's insane. Why?
Yeah. It's just like this, and people started to watch him and everything because he's the Evo champ, and then they're like, oh, the Evo champ is there. Maybe we should watch. There's Problem X and Luffy in this area, so we can watch. So it's just this. It takes time, but the only way to grow in the world is literally this: is to have like a bigger kind of thing. And we have this in Dragon Ball now, right? There is Shanks, there is Wawa. When Shanks enters a tournament, people are watching because Shanks is there. If Shanks wins, that's good, they're cool. If Shanks loses, they're like, oh, there are people who can beat Shanks, and they will come back and watch more, and that's how we grow.
There is also a question here from Cafe. It's like, which was your peak moment in all your career? This can have many interpretations, but your favorite moment, your peak moment in all those years, like if you have one that you can choose.
It's hard to just have one, man.
I know.
I had so much fun in so many events, but if I have just one to say, it's World Tour Finals last year, man. It's like doing, like being able to be on commentary for the World Finals of Dragon Ball. Like, it's something, if you come back 20 years behind and you tell young Damascus, you're gonna be like the one doing the final of Dragon Ball, I'd be like, yeah, you're making fun of me, man. It's not, So it's like after like 6 years of hard work on commentary, having this position, it was too good. Like, this day was like too good, and it was the peak for sure. But plenty of tournaments were amazing, but this one like remains like on top.
Here's a funny one. When Shanks streams, people used to say that they are used to see him sitting down, and they didn't expect him to be so tall in person. Does this happen to you and Tyrant?
All the time. all the time. I mean, you guys know, right? But I am 1.90 meters, right? So I'm like tall. Every time I go and meet people, they're like, damn, man, you're tall. I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting down on the stream. You don't know. Because Tyrant is tall as well. So when me and him are sitting down next to each other, we are the same height. So you don't really know if we're tall or small. But it's true, like plenty of people I met are like, damn, man, you're tall. I'm like, well, you can't see that on stream.
I also have one personal question. It's not a question, but I must say, like, for me, it was really special that it was you and Tyrant who were commentating Shanks' match, who got him to top 8 at Evo. Because I think that was like, it was a moment that embraced everything, right? It was Shanks going out, doing top 8 at Evo, and all the Spanish players, and you guys commentating. Like, was that moment also like, because you as well, I think you were also part of that, obviously. Like, you saw Spain struggling a lot in other games, and then Shanks comes out and goes to 8, and you are commentating. Like, how do you remember that moment? Because obviously for us it was very emotional.
Honestly, when we arrived at Evo, me and Tyrant had had zero hope as to what would we do on commentary. Like, we expected to just be early in pools and then done. You guys are European, no one cares. Because that's what they do to F4 and Logan, right? Like, they take F4 and Logan on Street Fighter, they make them do pool, and they're like, oh, you're gonna do top 128, be happy, and done. Like, they don't give them top 8 or top 16 and stuff. So when I saw the planning, I was surprised, like, yo, we're doing top 16? And then I was like, yo, Tyrant, Shanks and Wawa are here, and there's a chance that you and I will be on commentary for them reaching top 8. We have to make this count, right? Unfortunately, Wawa got unlucky that day, but he still got top 16, which is amazing, without being on stream once, which is kind of weird. But then when we had that...
Let's not talk about the choices of the match. Let's just keep that for another day.
Let's not talk about this. But when we saw that we're doing top 16, and I was checking the bracket, and I was like, ooh, Shanks, apology, man. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, Tyrant, I think Shanks is winning this. So I was like, listen, like, I think Shanks is winning this. We're just going to do one thing. Of course, we hype. But if Shanks win, let me just say random stuff in Spanish, and that's going to be hype and stuff. And that's what we did, right? Like, that's how it ended up being. Because, like, for us, Shanks is a friend, right? It's like, we know Shanks, we see Shanks all the time, like, hang out and stuff. So we're happy for him when he reaches that. And having us on commentary there, it allows us to put the weight behind this. Because if it's an American commentator there, he doesn't understand that Spain has never existed on the world scene and is finally there to take top 8. For me, when we were there, I was like, Tarrant, if Shanks qualifies, we are making a point that it's the first time in history that a Spanish player qualifies. Because that's what we need to remind people. It's like Spain is there now. And that was the important moment. I'm glad we did it well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think people will always remember that. Like, doesn't matter what happened now. Like in the future, like people will always remember that moment.
I remember watching, you know, after everything happened, watching the moment, the moment, and you know, being so pleased to hear you guys commenting that.
I wanted to run out as well, man.
And I've seen it tons of times, and I just said it's just perfect. It's perfect. It's just like like a movie thing. It's just it was perfect.
Yeah, I'm honestly glad. It's always like this when you put a commentator who's invested in the situation. It's always good. It's the same with like Street Fighter 5 with IDOM winning Capcom Cup. When you put commentators who are from New York who know IDOM, they will put much more weight behind his victory than if you put, like, say, maybe Logan or something. Like, Logan will put weight, but someone who lives in New York and sees IDOM at an LBC every week, he will put more weight because he knows, like, all of the journey, and that's our role, you know.
If you've seen the same guy eating, like, a McDonald's burger, like, in the corner, like, the past year, and now he's top 8 at Evo, it's like, yeah, like, it's something that. Damascus, one last question, the most important one before you leave. What shampoo do you use for that CALVO form?
I have plenty, man. I use Head and Shoulders. You know, hell no, I use soap, man. Like normal. I don't need to. Like, you know. Let me just like tell you a small and stupid story. Like a couple of years ago, a friend of mine like came to my place and he stayed for a week, and you know. Like, he went to take a shower and he was like, oh, you don't have shampoo? I'm like, of course not. So he bought shampoo, right, for him. And when he left the shampoo there. And the week after, my mom came to visit me. And mom went to take a shower and I heard her laughing so much. And I was like, what's up, mom? And she's like, why do you have a shampoo? It's like, I don't need this anymore, man. I'm saving money.
Oh, yeah. Like, we have Musashi also, who can give advice
on shoulders.
But yeah, hey, Damascus, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any question, but
I know it's impossible to answer, but if you have to say outside maybe UFA, I know you will say, but a favorite tournament?
Favorite tournament?
Do you think that like the tournament you really enjoy the quality of it?
It's always hard, you know, to only give one, because my problem when I say favorites is that I feel like I'm like not selling the other tournaments which are good, like, because I think like UFA would be the go-to, but if I had like just one, it's really hard because some tournaments are like multiple games, sometimes just one game. But I have to say like the Red Bull Madrid, man, last year is just the atmosphere at Red Bull Madrid was like too good. Like the atmosphere at Red Bull Madrid was good enough that before doing commentary, me and Tarrant were super nervous. And that's just because when everyone on the room is so excited, you're like, crap, I have a huge job, right? Like,
yeah, me too. I think it happened to us as well. Like it was like everyone was so hyped. But I also think like, I always speak with the guys about this, but I think like even in the FGC, there are so many communities like Street Fighter 5 and anime, whatever. But I think like, the Dragon Ball community, it's more like worldwide. Don't you think? Like I don't see that. Maybe I'm not that invested and I don't see that, but I obviously know the Street Fighter community a lot and everything. But I haven't seen like this camaraderie around like all the communities like with Dragon Ball. I don't know if that's my perception, but I think like Dragon Ball is truly like worldwide community. It's like that.
Yeah, Dragon Ball gives a really like worldwide, you know, vibe compared. I mean, Street Fighter is still like very worldwide, but there is something about the Dragon Ball community which is, I don't know, like everyone is happy to just hang out with each other and just play Dragon Ball, talk about Dragon Ball. And I think that's the thing. It's like Street Fighter, it's been the same for a while. Like it's a fighting game. We love fighting games. We play fighting games. But Dragon Ball, it brought all the people who like Dragon Ball, who didn't like fighting games before. So it's plenty of people who are like, oh, I have a group of people to talk Dragon Ball to. And you can see it on stream, right? Like right now, if you go to my stream, if you go to Bomb, if you go to Clouds, you will see the same names in the chat. It's like these people who just enjoy Dragon Ball and they'll watch, and that's what I love.
Well, I think that's about it. I don't want to take too much time from you because I know you've been streaming and everything. And
no, it's for you, man. I don't mind.
Yeah. But Damascus, thank you so much for being here and joining us. And thanks for everything you've done. I think I speak in the name of everyone that thank you so much for everything you've been doing for the scene, like not only Dragon Ball but all the FGC. So thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem, man. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Much love to all of you guys. And like sometimes I'm on the chat. I like being here and just trying to understand the Spanish anyway because it's an exercise for me, But here on my stream or around, you'll see me because I'm never too far.
Yeah, follow Damascus, watch Wanted, watch his stream, follow his stream, subscribe, everything. Damascus, thank you so much, thanks for joining today.
Thank you, Damascus.
Thank you, Damascus.
Thank you, guys.
Grande
Thank you, mi padre Calvo. Gracias, Damascus. Muchas gracias, Damascus. Buenas noches. Y ahora nos